Hi, my name is Bryce McDaniel, and this is the next video installment for my Theater 2100 class. This week we're talking about the play Mr. Burns by Anne Washburn. One of the things that I found memorable about the play is the language in the first act specifically, how they repeated a lot of things. The characters would say several words and then they would back up a few words and repeat what they had just said word for word and continue on. I'm not really certain why they didn't just talk straight through to start with. Three themes is the initial distrust of outsiders. The group of characters had been together for a while, but presumably they didn't know each other from before the apocalypse. And yet, when they had a newcomer, which they all were newcomers at one point, Gibson was a newcomer, they patted him down and searched him and took his gun from him. And they really didn't trust him until they vetted him out. Also, the fear of the unknown, as they were worried about how close the nearest nuclear reaction could be that could be spewing nuclear radiation towards them. Also, the fact that alcohol is everywhere in life. They had survived basically an apocalypse, and yet they were having beer drinking around the fire. The kind of play within the play was a comedy. They specifically said at one point there was a comedy and not a drama. As well as there's a guy under the car, which is, unless it's a highly action movie, that's going to be a comedic act that someone rolls out from under a car with dirt on their face or whatever. And the play was also going to be a live play. At the end, when the guys came into the theater, Colleen told them to leave and come back tomorrow. It wasn't like they were filming the play and they were interrupting. And that it would be on TV for them to see. It was we're working now, come back tomorrow to see the play. Also, they made mention of trying to get a smell in the theater, which obviously a smell would not come through the TV. It would have to be a live play for the smell to matter. Act 3 mixed stories from before the apocalypse and after, with the houseboat and Bart and Mr. Burns being partly from before the apocalypse in the Simpsons episode and partly from one of the characters misremembering that it was actually Sideshow Bob, as well as the story of Feats Don't Fail Me Now was from after the apocalypse. Also, there was lots of singing throughout the entire play in Act 3, which seems to sort of mix the remembering the shows and remembering the chart hits and kind of putting them together. The significance of the play within the play is that it could show that the group was still together and yet could show how they were going on trying to remember the past by reenacting plays and the chart hits and commercials and such things like that. Things that would likely carry on after an apocalypse from today's popular culture would be superhero movies. They remind us that there's still good in the world, as well as that they're a time of enjoyment to watch. Two questions I have that go pretty well hand in hand is, why did Anne Washburn choose The Simpsons? And do you find The Simpsons funny? And if you do, what do you find funny about them, especially the Cape Fear episode? I don't understand the humor in them. I don't find humor in them, so that's why I'm asking, why did she choose that when there were many other popular movies and TV shows at the time that she could have chosen from as well? Thank you.